So, hello everyone. Hope you all are doing pretty good. So, without wasting any time, I will simply, and try to make my analysis very quickly so that we might jump with our buys or sell ideas. All right. So, I think this time we are gonna lock in as never before and make that amount of money. All right. So, simply let us go into Forex Factory. So this is what we have in the Forex Factory. So we got this news. This is the bank holiday of CAD, means CAD is going to be weak on Monday. And let us check also what about Tuesday. Tuesday we have the news of GBP and CAD, which is CPI, means it is going to be volatile. And on Thursday, I think Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. On Wednesday, we have JU, GBP, USD, AUD. So there are three news there, but this one of GBP beats everything, and it is going to be at 1 a.m. GMT plus 2. Crazy. So let us see what is going to be on Thursday. GBP again, PMI. I think these are the two news at the same moment, since it is also going to be so volatile. And then I think we should just keep like knowing that GBP has the most like crazy numbers of news during this next week, and it might affect the market, so it is going to be volatile. I think maybe we should focus on it. Once we get the opportunity, we shall jump in it because it is gonna move so fast. All right, so let's get straight into trading view. All right, so guys, sorry, so let it be there. So the thing that I'm going to do right now, let's analyze the market. How are we coming up with our buys or sell ideas? Let me start by analyzing this one. This is Euro JPY. So we are currently in an uptrend, all right? But seeing also these parts are very important because we got our support zone here, which is right here. Or let me just draw it from here. The two touches are the more important touches. Then we got also this resistance level. All right, so mean like this market will keep buying. It has retested already. Let me check if it is 50% already. Yes, sir. It has even touched the 75%. So it is most likely to keep buying. All right. So this is the moment of push. It has already pulled back, and we shall just focus on buys ideas. All right. So coming up here, let me just quickly zoom in, then we might see where do we have our support and our resistance level. Clearly, we have this one. This is the first one. Sorry. This is our first support zone, and then this is our resistance level right here. Also here, just it is telling us the same thing, that the market has already touched the support zone, which is right here. So definitely it is going to touch also this resistance level, maybe break out, retest, go and touch this resistance level of the daily. All right, so without wasting any time, let me scale down into 1 hour, look if we might get some good opportunities, and start with it. Because guys, this is the time to lock in for real. So in 1 hour, this is what we got. So this market has left weeks. I think these ones were news. Let me see. Yeah. I think they were news. And we should draw our support and resistance levels. See if this market, it is going to break, retest, and buy or sell. And then, but looking at this zone here, it is like a bit of consolidations. Why? Because there is not a lot of volumes. You can look at these candlesticks. All right, so let me draw the support zone. which is right here up to there, and then we got also the resistance level, which is right here up to there. I don't know if I'm clearly seeing it or what, but these ones, yeah, they might stay like that while looking if you can get a better view. You got also this support zone right here, and then you got also the resistance level, which is right there. So why am I drawing those ones? If someone can answer me, then he might get a giveaway, a gift giveaway. So the reason why I'm drawing it like that, it is simply because right here at this movement, because a massive sell, then massive buying, massive sell. It means that they have the value. Alright? But instead of drawing it with this long wick, you know, to refine it, I might start drawing it from here, right there, and see if they can match or not. So the better way to draw it is simply to come and stack it here and draw the touches. I think this one is the best. So the thing that we are going to wait for is this market to break out this level, to come and break this level, retest on it, then we should look for buys. I will tell you when to enter the trade. So let's keep our focus on buys, on Euro GPY buys. It is very clear, and once the price, but if it doesn't break, we shall not enter any trade. Maybe it might come to retest on this one to come and touch this zone and then sell. But if it breaks, then we are good because there we are following the trends. All right. Every time, remember the trend is your friend, so we can't go against. All right. We shall risk some 20 pips, something like that, according to what the market is going to present to us, and then we should not be able to download. This is analysis, the current analysis of Euro JPY. And then let's go and check maybe JU. So actually JU and gold, they move the same way. Like they did this move here. It was a real crash. But guess what, guys? I entered my trade right here. I sold, all right, the price up to this level. Then I didn't find another opportunity. I was waiting for the price to come and touch a supply zone which was not right at this level. It was far away. I was targeting like the market to go and touch it. Then I should come up with my buys or sell my sell idea, sorry. So according to what this market is presenting to us, I will simply go into the daily time frame to look out for the trend, see where the market is going to actually, and then we might be able to look out for buys or sells. All right, but according to this momentum, the volume of this momentum, I think this market has never presented this before. And the thing I love with it is this market moves very clear. In the daily time frame, you can see like the structures are there, everything is there. Like if you just master the support and the resistance, might be able well and good to download money. So this move, how should we catch it? I should even draw the support zone right here. Then wait just for it to break, come and retest at this level here, get some confirmation in 1 hour because we are in the daily time frame. Then I should sell. But unfortunately, the market didn't present to us. I did not focus on it, alright? But you know, let's go. Maybe we shall get a good opportunity coming from this structure and be able to download some money. So actually, as you can clearly see, like this market has been moving like in an uptrend. Looking back, looking back right here from where it started and to where it is currently, you might see that we are bullish, all right? But according to the many structures which are formed into this level, they are like a bit of consolidation, but with volume. So I'm not going to consider it as a consolidation, all right, because there are so many moves there. And let me start by drawing out my support and resistance levels. All right, so for this trade, since we are in an uptrend, I will draw the main ones, and then we should draw also the internal structures if they are there. All right, so this one is also going to be our resistance level. So we are currently seeing that this market, if it touches this level, then it will keep on buying. All right, so we got also another internal structure, which is this one. I think, which is this one. Yeah, right there. And then we got also the support zone. So what do I wait for? What am I waiting for? Should we draw it like this? But there it has no a lot of volume. So since we got that, I could take this trade really. It was a nice one. We should have taken it this sell, but unfortunately we didn't. Because I could just wait for the market to come in. After just getting a confirmation here, we should sell. 2 days holding a position, and that's a lot of pips. Let me just try to calculate if that's how many pips. Okay, so you see 200 pips. I could have just taken those 200 pips like that. All right, so we shan't regret. We are good. We are well and good, in profits. And let me scale down into 4 hour and then see if this market is presenting us buys or sells ideas. So into 4 hour, this is what the market looks like. So you might see that we are still stuck on sell ideas. So my point is where it is simply here in the daily time frame. Into the daily time frame, according also to the how do we call that strategy? Smart money concept. This market has did this. Let me see. This market has did this. You see, this one was a BOS. All right, and then but this one, like this market is failing to break out with massive buy. Look at what the next candlestick did. They just came in it. All right, so it has let me start by drawing if we are in a push, pull back, push, and then let me start by drawing them. Wow, change of character coming to this level, sell, fails to break, doing a retest. It is going to sell. It is going to sell, retest, sell. So my focus is going to stay on sells. All right, so let me simply delete that one, delete this one, delete. We shall keep our focus on this structure, which is a very nice one. And then let me scale down into 4 hour and see if we are getting an opportunity or not. All right, so according to what we have here, I should say that we have missed a good opportunity. But my brothers, let us understand this. Like we got this support zone here, which was broken, but the market did what? A fake out. The next candle just came back into the structure. But again, it has broken out. I'm waiting just for the market to come and retest on this level or either in the supply zone, and then we should keep our focus on sales. All right, because according to this momentum, what am I clearly understanding it is that the market is going to come back to feel this momentum because there are so many others which are still there, and buyers, they will try just to keep on tapping their heads, and then we should keep our focus on buys. But there is another one that we have missed, it is not like this internal structure it gave to us like it could give to us like a crazy good opportunity. But the market unfortunately didn't want to retest on the demand zone. That's why we didn't enter our buy positions from there up to this level. But there is no problem with it. So let us keep our focus on, you know, main lines where we have our buys and sell opportunities. That is where our focus stays at. All right. So here we are currently into 4 hour. Getting confirmation in 4 hour time frame, it is simply scaling down, but don't go too far into 5 minutes, don't go there. 5 minutes out. I think 5 minutes are especially for the 1 hour time frame. So let us draw the supply zone right there. Yeah. Alright, so I'm drawing my supply zone there. What am I waiting for? While I'm good, I'm waiting for the market to come and retest at this particular level, then we should sell. Where will we sell? This actually might be our goodest trade. Let's say if this market, since it has closed, then it comes like to, start opening from this level. All right. So the thing that I'm going to do, I will simply wait for it to get there. But my target should be the first TP which is going to be hit is this TP. Like to put it at the lower low, the last lower low that the market has presented to us, which is where we're going to put our take profits. You guys are saying. So yeah, I think that is it for this, you know, particular market. But let me also scale down into 1 hour for more details. All right, so I will scale down into 1 hour, see if the market really presented to us the structures and everything. Because you know what? Sometimes, yeah, you might draw your support and resistance level, but there is a key level with like the whole quality and high probabilities for the market, touch it and leave. But you might see that 4 hour, that higher time frame, your target is a bit far from where you are, like from not the target, but your entry point. It is a bit far from that kill, from that killer ball, and you might end up, missing a trade, which is not okay at all. Once you have done a lot of analysis, it is better to, have a trade running like crazy. That's it. And then I think we also got this support, but it is not a good one. Why? It is against where our supply zone is. Alright, so I will just look for a structure that answers to our trend, like to our strategy. What is it telling to us? So we've got this support zone: one touch, two touch, one touch, two, three, and four. Breakout, retest on this level, then we should sell. I think this one is a massive one. It's a very good one. Let me just mark it out as our support zone of 1 hour. And then we got also this resistance level that I'm going to draw as a box. Alright. So someone might ask me, how do you draw, your support and resistance level? Don't worry, guys. I will, in a few, I will drop a video that it is in explaining how do I come up with my support and resistance levels. How do I draw trend lines? What are the qualities I look at? And you might also be able to draw it as me. So we got these two levels. So that is what I was telling you guys. Like you might end up losing a trade not because your strategy is good, not not because it is bad, but because you didn't look out for all the key levels into different time frames. All right, so that's why every time when I make analysis, I start with the highest time frame and then start scaling down slowly by slow. All right, so I think that is our support zone, and then that is our resistance level. I don't know if it is possible to mark it out 1 hour resistance, but it doesn't look good. This one doesn't look good. The thing that I'm going to do now, as it doesn't look good, I'll simply, yeah, then it is better, and this is better. Yeah. So what am I waiting for? Waiting for it to come back there, and then start selling. So I will make it just another line. And so that I trade again. So I will simply do it if this market opens and it is, you know, it has not touched this support zone. But if it touches this support zone, I will definitely forget about sales and look out for a new opportunity. Because guys, this trade it is going to be one of our biggest trades ever. So the thing that I'm going to do right now is to set my sell position right here, which is this one is a very good trade by the way. Yeah. So even if like if it presents to us that thing, then maybe we should target this level, but it is just better to close our trade early. Alright, so it won't also be there, it might be somewhere around here. Entry point, then the stop loss just above this structure here, which is going to be right there, and then our target is going to be, sorry, all right, there. Then we should, get up and take the trade. But to wait for it, it is going to take us a bit long, but it's all about patience and being permanent in what you are doing. So for this one, this trade actually is a trap. Currently, what I'm seeing in UG, it is a bit like a trap. Alright, so why am I saying it's a bit like a trap? We can clearly see a change of character, but if you focus on the one-way move, it is like a retest, like a pullback, and then the market is keep buying. Alright, so into J USDJ, JPY, UG, it should focus on sales. There we are buying, and looking at this momentum, the market might correct and keep buying. So that's why I will simply look out for where am I going to draw my support and resistance levels. Because guys, if we draw it like this, someone might draw it like this. Then for him, it sees this move like a breakout, wait for it to touch this level right here. So, bro, you're trapped. You're trapped. So I'll draw the support zone like this. Simple as that. That is going to be my support zone. And then I got the resistance level here. So, well and good. Actually, this page is not also going bad, like with Excel buys ideas. But look at where now my focus stays at. Then first, you know, sorry for that. Draw it more detailed so that we won't miss anything. And then I got the resistance and the support zone. So let me skip. Let us first understand what this structure telling us. Yeah, those people who are currently in ideas of selling are not. It is not bad, but for me, the thing I'm going to tell you in this particular trade, it is not about drawing the perfect one, the perfect trend line, but it is simply to understand the confirmation more and clearly. All right, because Where the market is going to, it's a very key level. I can clearly see supply is on there, which confirms to ourselves. But if you don't want to get trapped, there are so many opportunities here. Either it is for trapping people because we are in the, it might go up to this level and sell, or it might break out even and then retest buy. Because remember, we're in the first, second, and third stage. So these are the good time to trade this zone. Like wait for even the fourth, but at this particular level also we got the same thing: one, two, and three touches. So the thing that I'm going to do, but we've missed also another trade which was a good one. Yes, yes, we've missed that trade. I would have drew it like that, but yeah, fortunately we missed it. But it is not bad, we might get up and get some good opportunities. Well and good, I'm saying like we are already late for this one, so we got this support zone, and then we put also that resistance level. We are late. We are late for looking for buys. The market never, it has just touched and it start buying. We should have taken that trade. So some people might ask me, why didn't we enter trade here? Now there is what we call internal strategy. Every time the market was retesting there, retest, 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 break, retest, pass. Someone would have bought from here, putting the stop loss just above here, and then a target where I want to start. That one should have been a nice one for me, but fortunately we missed it. So I want to definitely not look out for KU. Because also this one. But guys, I think like, oh okay. I wanted to close this live, but I'm seeing something very interesting into JVP, JPY. Alright, so we got this support zone here, and then we got also this resistance level. Why am I drawing it like that? Because simply we are currently seeing that we have broken the structure. This is already a breakout. The only thing I'll be waiting for is this market to come and retest at that particular level I'm saying, and look out for sales. Alright, so I'll draw it perfectly. So scale down into 4 hour, look out for trends. How is it trending? So we are currently at this support zone. Some people might start looking out for buys, but guys, that is not advisable. It is not advisable at all. Alright, so that is it. What am I waiting for? I won't look out for buys because we have broken into the daily time frame. And breaking out into daily time frame, you might clearly see that we are going into this level, which is going to be just this level here. The market will come and retest at this particular level and then start selling. So the thing that I'm going to do now, if I'm about to sell or to buy, buying from here is not bad, but you have also to look at where this market is going to start at when the how do we call it, the day starts. All right, so let me scale down into 1 hour and then see if we get you know a clear or a non-clear structure. I'm more detailed and more clear. You might see that we have this support, and then we got also this resistance level. will simply take this and push it to the left side up to where our focus is at. So, well, that is it. We shall keep selling. So the thing that I'm going to wait for it is the market to come and touch this zone, which is our supply zone. One more supply zone, and then look out for sales. Look out for what? For sales. So that is what I'm waiting for. The market to come back at this supply zone. Then we should say after getting some confirmation, some good confirmation. Well and good. I think during this week we shall be profitable because I've done the analysis before the week started, and it is going to start at this particular evening. All right. So the thing that I'm going to do, I'm simply, you know, going to, how should I say even? I'm simply going to, you know, set up my alarms and wait for the market to come and touch them. Then, boom, we shall enter our trades more and clear. For me, what I'm seeing into gold, this one is going to buy definitely. Right, so what are we waiting for? So we got also this yeah, USD. They move actually the same way as GBP USD, I think. Yeah. So even Euro USD, once the market touches that level, I think we should look out for buys. Mhm. It didn't retest. I will tell you, I will let you know. But our focus is going to stay on JBP, JBUSD, and GJ. Alright, so let me set up my first alarm there, the second one right there, and then for this one also JBUSD, let me set up my alarm right here into the 4 hour time frame. Sorry, this was distracting. Why didn't I look out for buys or sells? Actually, would have even entered this trade, but it didn't give us the opportunity to get into this. Alright, that's why I didn't enter any trade there. Yeah. This one is a good one. That one is a good one. Yeah. Yeah. So the market has touched, has even. Why didn't I do it onto this week's? They are all news. That's the reason why I didn't draw them. But these ones are very good. Are very, very good. But for this one, we got also the supply zone right here. So these are the two trades that I will wait for. After getting some confirmations, I'm gonna tell you. And if you guys want to, also this one, 11